Hey y'all, it's Taker's Keep, and today we'll be unboxing an incredibly large order from Amiami today. This is about 2.5 months worth of pre-orders, mostly because of delays, really combining a couple of my orders from May and June. So we'll be showcasing a couple of the figures from this haul, as well as giving a sneak peek to some solo videos for these figures. So without further ado, let's get right into the unboxing. And now that everything is unboxed, the first thing I'll showcase is the anime drip. It feels amazing. It's an incredibly high quality Sakujan. Like, the embroidery is just absolutely stunning. It is incredibly well done. I just love the front with Chainsaw Man's heads, just the flaming heads on either side of the breast of the jacket. And it's just fitted so well. I was really unsure about how this jacket would fit, just because of Japanese sizing. I believe a Japanese extra large is roughly a American large, medium-ish. It's really hard to say, but I would say that the sizing is on point for me. As someone who is 5'9", 185 pounds, this is definitely a fitting jacket. It is. I actually am quite glad I went up to the highest size available, which was extra large Japanese, because if I had gone any smaller, I don't think the jacket would have fit very well. Up next, we have Sugar from the Wild Backyard event as a Standee. And NIKKE has been getting a lot of figures recently. A lot more figures than I would have expected at this point of its life cycle. However, I don't know when my favorite character, Sugar, will actually get a figure herself, a scale figure. And I don't even know if they'll even include her bike either. So it's up in the air. So for the time being, I'll be tiding myself over with this really well-detailed acrylic Standee. I try not to get too many of these. I try to focus on my wheelhouse, which is scale figures, but I will make an exception for my particular waifu from NIKKE, Goddess of Victory. So I lied about only buying scale figures. I did get a pop-up parade of Bridget. And the reason being, even though I've kind of been trying to swear off of pop-up parades in general just because of their quality issues, I feel like I can give a lot more grace to Bridget in particular. Just because Pop-Up Parade did do one of her alternate skins, her black coat and brown leggings, which I don't think we will get a scale of that colorway, though I could be wrong. They have been making 1,000 Bridget variants across different manufacturers, so this particular Bridget may get a scale at some point, but I won't be collecting all those scales. That is a lot of money that I don't want to spend on one character. So as someone who will eventually pick up a Bridget scale in the future, I will buy her alternate color as a pop-up parade, especially since they went the extra effort on her face detail. Like, I just love how in this particular Bridget, they go for an eye wink. Out of all the pop-up parades I've ever collected and sold, I believe this Bridget is the best one so far. It's just really good. Even without like a ton of shading, I still love this figure. This figure is really, really well done. So Goodsmile really put in a lot of effort in this particular pop-up parade. This particular Bridget gets my stamp of approval. Now, first up, we have some pre-owned impulse purchases. Starting with Saber Alter, her Fate Hollow Atraxia version. Ooh, that is some yellow plastic. This is definitely a vintage figure if I've ever seen it myself. So it looks like the yellowing was mostly, from what it looks like, just the plastic itself being, the packaging being so old. So far, everything looks good. Yeah, this is a very nice checkerboard base. It definitely is showing its pre-owned status of the scratches all over it, but it looks nice. There we go. All right, there we go. Now, this is definitely a figure sculpted by Alter of a different time, especially since the boxing figure packaging is actually reasonable, and when it costs $100 to ship. I really do love this figure. It's very vintage looking, very, very vintage indeed. It reminds me a lot of the original art style of Fate Stay Night, which is great to see. I just love how they added the mini Saber to the entire piece, which is just 2 for the price of 1. I was already excited to receive Maid Saber Alter, but also receive Maid Mini Saber is just a cherry on top. Yeah, it is just a fantastic piece. Just love the very dynamic posing of Saber Alter. The way she's just swinging the bucket over her shoulder. Just this nonchalant attitude that she has going on. I have plenty of more Sabers to collect, but this one right here, this one is really, really awesome to have. Temari's design I've always loved. I really like how she wears her ninja headband as a choker, and the metallics that they use in this figure, like her chest plate and her ninja headband, are very well done. I really do love the flowing of her sash. It really adds a pop of color, a pop of red to the entire figure, offsetting that light blue and the dark blue skirt that she's wearing. The ninja fishnets on her upper thigh and lower calf is just, everything else looks great. Face looks like Temari. This is Temari. Man, like, I feel like Temari has to be my number 2 in all of Naruto in terms of like my favorite character. My favorite character being Shikamaru, of course. But I would love to display her next to Shikamaru, but the prize figure I got from my local anime convention will not cut it. I need to get the gem version of Shikamaru, where he's slightly taking off of his ninja flak jacket, his Jonin flak jacket. But his aftermarket is also crazy, roughly $300 for a pre-owned figure of him, and he hasn't had a re-release in a while, from at least what my figure collection shows. So I don't know if we'll ever get another Shikamaru re-release the same way Temari did, because I mean, it's Temari, and do you just see the bend of that back? Like, yeah, she was gonna be coming back. And now, with Temari being done, we're gonna move on to a newer anime series. Moving on from Naruto to Jujutsu Kaisen. And the character that we are unboxing today is Touji Fushigoro from the Hidden Inventory arc. Probably one of the best arcs of Jujutsu Kaisen I have ever seen. I will say there are very strong parts of this figure, and there's weaker parts of this figure. I really love how well put together the worm is. He really locks into Touji very naturally, with each segment really contouring to the muscles and the muscularity of Touji. It just looks really, really natural. Like it really does look like the worm is hugging him incredibly tightly, which is great to see in this figure. The other thing that is amazing is his muscles, as I just mentioned. They did a great job just like really defining his lats, his shoulders, his biceps, his triceps, his abs, his chest. Like, he is a muscular man. He is a very, very muscular man, and that's what we like to see in our Fushigoro. Yeah, let me move on from the glazing right now. The sword he has in his hand, the inverted spear of heaven, it is serviceable. It looks pretty good. It's the sword. I have nothing to complain about there. Now, the weaker part of the figures is definitely the face. It does, don't get me wrong, it looks like Toshi. It looks like Touji. It looks like Touji. It's just that, like, I don't know how to explain it. I just feel like it's a little bit phoned in. His face reminds me more of a prize figure than, say, a scale figure, is all I'm saying. Which is not terrible. He is not like in the upper echelon of scale figures. He's kind of like in that same price range as the Bishoujo cuties, the Bishoujo figures that Kotobukiya makes, so around $100, $120. So it's to be expected. I just wish they paid more attention to the little details. Now, this figure is a figure I've been anticipating for a while. If I can now, there we go. I haven't had a lot of Neon Max figures. I haven't bought anything from Neon Max before, so I really don't know what to expect from this manufacturer. So we're gonna see for ourselves. Ooh. The base is very weighty. Like, it feels heavy. I think, yeah. Wow. I don't know if you see this, but it's all acrylic, it feels like. Like, dang. Like, the decal that they have on this base is just, wow. That is a fantastic base. What is that, a crescent moon? A black crescent moon with black flecks with a red heart-shaped or fox fox decals. It looks so good. I'm blown away so far. Usually bases are cheap plastic, but wow, I am, ooh, oh my, this is wow. Wow. Okay, Wakamo as a character is a heavily detailed character. She has a lot of flares, a lot of like little like trinkets hanging off of her, a very fluffy tail. She is a very ambitious character to design, but Neon Max took the challenge and really exceeded expectations here. The hair sculpt is phenomenal. It's got some seams here and there, but it's all hidden with the halo, to be honest. I just love the highlights of red that are in the hair. Her mask just looks fantastic, and she has plenty of face plates. She has a really ooh heart eyes faceplate, and she has her regular faceplate. But the mask is just so freaking dope that I think that is really how I'm going to be presenting her most of the time. Now, a lot of people were really concerned about her fishnets being painted on versus being actual fishnets like freeing. Now, I would have loved legit fishnets. I for one think that would have been a fantastic detail to add, but they still did a very good job with the painting of the fishnets. They made sure to sculpt the fishnets just slightly raised off of her actual skin sculpt, so you can actually feel the separation of the fishnets from her skin, where the fishnets are ripped, which is a fantastic detail. I applaud them for making that done so that it doesn't just look like the fishnets are painted directly onto her skin. They actually do have this 3D effect to them. So kudos to Neon Max. They did a very good job there. I'll finish up with the base. I feel like I've been so used to figure companies just really phoning it in with a regular plastic base, a really flimsy plastic base, similar to Temari from the Naruto Gal series. Mega House just kind of makes a hollow plastic base and call it a day. The fact that it's solid, it almost feels weighted in a way. The colors that they use, the colors that complement the colors of Wakamo herself. It is a well thought out base design, and I applaud them for this. This is definitely a 10 out of 10 figure. This is a figure that even if you aren't a Blue Archive fan, I feel like you would still appreciate it. And hell, if you really feel bad about buying a figure you don't play the game of, you meet Wakamo within the first 10 minutes of the prologue. So you can say that you at least played the beginning of the game and fell in love with Wakamo as a character. I'm falling in love with this figure. This is a really, really good figure. I definitely have to add this into the upper echelon of my collection now because it is just that well done. But yeah, that is all the figures I have to review, but that isn't all the figures I have to review. I do still have to make a review of Karin Kakudate. She has been kind of delayed, and that is my own fault. But she is coming up, and the other figure that was a part of this pre-order haul is Corin, her Noble Noor outfit, and we don't really get a lot of Fire Emblem characters as figures, so I've been meaning to just kind of do a solo video for her. I feel like she deserves it, especially with how rare these opportunities are. So yeah, we're gonna skip unboxing her to like on this particular video, but she will be unboxed. Do not fear. I'm just giving y'all a something to look forward to. And with that, that'll be the end of my video. Please like, subscribe, and ring that bell for more content from me. I'll be back soon. See ya.